Hello there, my lovely Libras. Anastasia here. We're going to do a bonus reading for Libra for the month of April 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And I do weekly and monthly readings for Libra using tarot and Lenormand and Oracle. But this is once a month bonus reading that I also do, and it is a little different. I use the Russian gypsy fortune telling system here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start and clear the space and lay out our grid. We're going to lay out a grid of 5 by 5 cards and trying to match, find matches in the adjacent cards. And if we do find matches, then we will interpret those messages. Okay, let's go, Libra. Let's start. Thank you so much, Universe, Spirit Guides. Please let us know what are the most important messages for Libra Collective in April 2025. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate these, and then we're going to shuffle 7 times for Libra, please. Most important messages for Libra Collective for April. Thank you so much. This card wanted to come out. Oh, look at that. Sometimes a card flies out and I try to pay attention to what it depicts here. Libra, there is already the heart showing up for us in the first position. Okay, and it is a really good sign of partnerships, especially romantic relationships, obviously, and loved ones. Okay, we also have the rooster. And then we have the cat, which kind of indicates being careful around people and not disclose all of your information and such. And then we have the lily and the rooster. I'm not going to interpret everything right now, but the first thing that came out that was important is this heart right here, which is very indicative of this season of April, because this is our 7th house in astrology. Aries belongs to our 7th house. And so that's all about one-on-one relationships, okay? All right, so let's start over. Most important messages for Libra Collective, please, for the month of April. All right, let's split the deck and lay out a grid of 5 by 5 cards. I'm going to need a lot of space here, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, 5 by 5. So we're going to try to match images on the adjacent cards. So this is our first row, and we can rotate the cards if needed. All right, let's see if there's anything matching. I don't see anything matching yet. There's a half a fish here and half a fish here, but because they're not right next to each other, not adjacent, it's not really a match. So not to worry, let's move this up and lay out the second row. Now we're also going to try to match vertically as well as continue matching horizontally. Anything that comes for Libra Collective, please, for the month of April. And as you can see, we already have the fox right here, and so I'm going to rotate the cards to match the fox. The direction in which the card is like facing makes a difference. So with this is the second position. There it is, Libra. See, there's the heart, first position, coming out again. This is a really big indication. I knew that was going to come out. Beautiful message, beautiful message. Okay. Let's see, anything else here? Not that I can see yet. Let's move on to row number 3. Okay, I see the stork and the stork here, but they're not really adjacent, so that's not really a match. Okay, so let's keep going. I do see the lily coming out, a Libra. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this part, but this part I'm not going to leave as is right now, but later on we will interpret the lily as well, because I don't want to mess up this heart right here. So we'll interpret the lily as well. Okay, fourth row, let's go. Oh, we have the angel looking right there. Angelic protection, Libra. This is a really good sign, especially in the first position. Wonderful. Okay, you're receiving all kinds of guidance and support from your spirit team. All right, this is, ooh, Libra, yes, there we go. There's our lucky clover coming out. Yes, let's go. Final row. Let's see, what do we have here? We have the child upside down position here, which isn't, this is not a bad sign. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, also we have the road. Beautiful. Somehow I knew the road was going to come out in the first position. And the sun right here is almost a match. But the fact that they're so close to each other actually means a lot. Especially because the road matches here. So this is also a great sign, Libra. I'm loving that. The book right here, half a book as well. They're not a match, but it's a strong indication of some sort of knowledge, information coming forward. Anytime I see cards that are close, I pay attention to that. So let's see, what else do we have going on? We do have a dagger right here. So if I flip this over, it's going to be a dagger in the first position. Interesting. And the final card is the one that we actually look at everything, all the meanings, all the different messages on this card. Look at this, front and center right here. First position is the ring, Libra. Ring and heart together, a very strong indication that there could be relationship commitments, unions and partnerships of all kinds. Business, friendships, romantic, really anything. Career related. We also have the birds here, lots of communication happening. I think this is actually the scythe, so this may be a little bit of a hiccup. And then we have the anchor. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at everything again, make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see, we have the birds right here and the birds right here. So really the message could be flipped, but I'm going to leave it like that. So the birds is really close, so we really got to pay attention to that. All right, let me look over everything, make sure I didn't miss anything, and then I'll be right back with your interpretations. Well, Libra, I've looked everything over and I don't think we missed anything. I'm not sure if I mentioned the lily over here, but if I haven't, there you go, there's a lily. So let's go ahead and start from the top and go down kind of. Sometimes I will refer to some images down in the bottom. So as I was saying in the very beginning, this particular reading this month does focus on relationships a lot, more so than any other month we've done so far. And the indication to that is the heart that we have here and the ring at the bottom. Now, the very first message that comes from that is that you have some strong relationships or growing or blossoming relationships in your life that are going to make you very happy. Okay, but sometimes you will probably at some point have to work on them a little bit, or express your feelings to the other person, put some effort into this relationship. If this is a friend, then you would have to find time to spend together. The same thing with a loved one here. So effort from both sides is going to be needed for some of you. So maybe, you haven't gone on a date in a while. Maybe you haven't met up with your friend. Maybe you haven't done anything fun. This is just as a perfect opportunity for you to get out and schedule something, put something on the calendar, make it a priority. Now, the ring indicates this is fantastic for engagements, for even weddings. Maybe somebody is planning a wedding already, Libra, so congratulations. There's definitely there's also like invitations. There's invitations to events, or even just being asked out to a nice dinner, or asking somebody out, showing interest, Libra. You're definitely going to stand out this month, or you're going to perhaps be interested in another person this month as well. So love is in the air, absolutely, or any other relationship, really. This could be a business matter as well. You could be you could be standing out right now as far as your resume, if you're working on that. You could also be very seeking out new investors, and people could be interested in you. So yeah, there's potentially a lot of contracts, positive business contracts, sales and contracts, employment contracts, and things like that, Libra, in the picture. Okay, so really good sign for you. All right, let's see what else. The lily in this position indicates very loyal relationships. So there is somebody who is going to prove to be a very trustworthy friend or a loyal person, and this is you also, Libra. So even if there are any hiccups in a relationship, this is an indication that you are willing to work on something here, on your relationship. You're willing to figure things out. Now, for any new people coming into your life, the fox right here in this position indicates there could be some potential falsity. So it's something that seems to be too good to be true. It probably is. At this time, make sure you don't fall for any scams. You don't disclose any additional information to anyone, because I feel like the fox right here could potentially present itself as a scammer, or as a person who uses your personal information to their advantage somehow. This actually showed up again also with the dagger right here in the bottom, and this can actually indicate that your feelings being hurt by this person or this situation, where you trusted somebody, and I don't think this is a close relationship. This is someone who perhaps you thought it was a legit deal, but it turns out that it's not. So just be very careful when it comes to new investors, new relationships here. Double check, do your due diligence type of thing. I do see the dagger here. Now the dagger could also be something like something simple, like a disagreement, like with your child, or they have a curfew to come home by a certain time and they didn't meet that, or they were doing really poorly in a class, and you were upset with them. I feel like this is something that you trusted somebody with a chore and they failed to do it, or they arrived late, or they missed something. I think it has to do with like daily life, daily family life. There's something that either a missed opportunity, a missed chore, but it's not a big deal. Move on, talk about it and move on, right? I want to say to you that this month is very important for communication. We have the birds. The birds is all about communication. Express yourself, speak your truth, speak honestly with compassion. Also, the birds in this position indicate some very good times. Okay, this indicates unexpected pleasure, unexpected fun, and also we have the child right here in this position. This indicates unexpected dates, like somebody could invite you to an event, fun event, or on a date. And it's exciting. You're being noticed and you're being appreciated. Maybe this is a dinner of appreciation, like let me say thanks to you, and they invite you out. This could be even your partner unexpectedly inviting you, or you unexpectedly inviting them, something spontaneous, something fun, something they didn't expect, and it turns out to be a great experience for both of you. The birds could also indicate good news as well, Libra. And I just realized there's an owl I missed right here. Okay, so the owl right here is in the first position. Actually, if you flip this over right here, it's in the first position. Okay, so the owls usually indicate you need to think twice, especially because it's right close to the fox. You need to think twice before you consider doing business with someone. So that message is very strong today. Check somebody's credentials. If you're hiring somebody, check somebody's credentials. Don't be foolish, basically. Don't make rash decisions, especially when it comes to money. All right, once again, something about scams out there. As always, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. All right, but Libra, what else do we have? I do want to focus right now on this angel. It is a message that you are going to feel very joyful and happy, especially when it comes to family matters. And even if there are any sort of arguments or disagreements or disappointments, you working on them and communicating is going to resolve everything. But that angel usually indicates fortune and success in all affairs, not necessarily financially, but mostly in dealings with other people, and feeling fulfilled with what you do. This is kind of like being in the right place at the right time, being on the right path, doing what you really need to do at this time in your life. This is like a confirmation from your angel saying you are where you need to be right now. So it's also extra protection. Whatever you are pursuing this month, you're going to be successful in, and it's going to make you very happy and fulfilled no matter what you do. That's the sign here, because you are following the right path. Okay, let's see. Let's move on here to the clover, our lucky clover. Yes, it is always a good sign to see a lucky clover in any reading. Now, in this particular position, it's looking to the left. It is an indication that you may experience a small disappointment at first. Something that you wish for may not come out just how you expected it. However, it will still happen for you in just a slightly different way. Okay, so this could be that you wish for, let's say you wish for extra income, and you're thinking, okay, maybe it will come from extra sales from my business this month, but really that's not how the income is going to come. Something else fortunate is going to happen that will bring that extra income, but just not the way you expected it. Okay, so when something that you do doesn't work out, don't get disappointed, because that doesn't mean you're not going to succeed this month. You've got the angel, remember? So That's a guarantee right there, is that whatever you're doing, you're going to be successful at. You just need to trust that it's going to work out in a slightly different way for you. That's what this lucky clover means in this position. Okay, so if you start falling into this trap of thinking, oh, my luck reversed, or I'm not really lucky anymore, or something here, why does this always happen to me? Immediately switch your attitude, okay, because that is not what's happening here. That's what I want you to understand with this clover in this position. So, love that message for you. Okay, let's move on here to, oh yes, the child upside down, and then we did receive the road right here. I did speak about the child upside down. It indicates fun events and activities and unexpected meetings. You could come across a person you haven't seen in a while, and here's some good news. You could come across a completely new person that you meet, and they become, the friendship starts growing there, Libra. Now, you also have a road or a highway, and actually it leads to a small castle. I don't know if you can see that. But this is a beautiful sign that any kind of travel is going to be absolutely fantastic this month. It's going to be fun. You're going to have safe travels, especially because we have the angels right above the highway. It is basically, if you're contemplating if you should go on a trip or not, this is definitely a green light to go. Okay, and you should experience new things, new places. Traveling to new places is a green light. Traveling with friends is a green light. The coast is clear there, Libra, for you. This includes moving as well, crossing borders is what I'm hearing, travel of any kind, movement of any kind, Libra. Okay, beautiful. All right, so what else do we need to talk about? I feel like I'm missing something. No, I guess we are coming up on the very last card here, which is all of these things right here. So we talked about the ring. Let's talk about this anchor. The anchor in this position, usually the anchor indicates something stable, something safe. But the anchor in this position, if you decide to, let's say you're moving, this is especially relevant to traveling or moving, okay? And you move into your new apartment or house, or you start a new job, and you realize it's not quite as what you expected. You know that saying that they have buyer's remorse, I guess? I've experienced that before. I thought, we purchased a house and we were already moving, and I still wasn't happy with where we were moving. It just didn't feel right after we already, decided to move, and I had a great buyer's remorse. And it wasn't until we started putting the furniture in and arranging it a certain way, and it wasn't until we got all of our stuff in that I realized it was all an illusion. It was all just doubts and worries, and it just, nothing but a sense of change, a sense of discomfort because you are changing something. Because the anchor is, in this position, is kind of like picking up your anchor and moving it, picking up your, from stability, moving away from stability, experiencing a little bit of discomfort. But you're going through a change, and so it feels odd, it feels weird, it feels different. But once you settle in and reacquaint yourself and find things that you like about this workplace, or about the new apartment or new house, new town, you're going to love it. It's the same thing as this clover in this position. It may feel like a disappointment at first, but it all may be just in your head, is what I'm trying to tell you, Libra. Is that don't immediately start thinking, oh, I screwed up, this was the wrong decision. I feel like this is just a process of change, and you're going to get more comfortable. You're going to get more that feeling of being secure again, and then you're really going to start enjoying it again. That's what I'm picking up on here. So that is a sign of just change, basically. Now, the scythe. The scythe in this particular position is not the best card to receive, but it is not anything terrible. And I feel like we already talked about it when it came to the dagger. This is where you might have a disagreement with someone, either in your family or a co-worker, or maybe even a person that in a grocery store, okay? Maybe a salesperson who wouldn't accept your return, or something else here regarding, I'm not really sure, Libra, but it indicates a quarrel that you might have, or a disagreement that you might have. And next to it is the birds. The birds being in this position indicates a happy outcome. Okay, so once again, there could be that Mars energy affecting us, where Mars enters Leo on like April 17th, I feel that, yeah, and then it gets you all fired up about nothing. You know what I mean? It could get very aggressive fast with Mars energy being in Leo. And then it's fire energy, and then you add your air energy, and then a real fire can start, you know, not like actual fire, but maybe it is, maybe that's why I said that. But what I'm saying is the scythe indicates cut it off, basically cut off any sort of disagreements. If you feel like a quarrel is coming on, stop yourself and ask yourself, is it worth it right now? Okay. Libras are very diplomatic, and I feel like we usually keep ourselves pretty neutral and pretty quiet until things get really out of hand, and that's why communicating beforehand is most important right now. Also, the scythe is an indication that if you see any person here who is false, you smell something faulty, you smell dishonesty, you smell a scam. There we go. Fox, owl, and a scythe, an indication. Immediately remove yourself from that situation. That's what this is giving me the vibes of. Remove yourself from that situation. There's no need to prove who is right or wrong. There's no need to convince them, tell them, hey, you're lying to me. Just leave the discussion is what I'm saying. Also, if there's any sort of heated conversations on social media as well, do not get engaged in those kind of conversations. Just keep out of that, is what I'm getting here. If somebody is trying to be stubborn in your family, I feel like you will be the peacemaker here, but also try to not ruin your relationships by being too aggressive about something here. Okay, that's the message. And most importantly, remove yourself from toxic, harmful situations and people. And something else I just noticed, I just noticed this, Libra, I missed it. Mountain in this position. The mountain usually indicates some sort of an obstacle. Now in this position, it means avoiding some sort of a danger. And because it came with the fox right next to it, it's just like I said earlier, you're going to smell danger from a mile away. All right, well, that's a very loaded message. I hope this made sense to you, and I hope some of this resonated. Remember, not everything is going to resonate with you all the time, but the most important thing is to remember you will have beautiful relationships, beautiful partnerships this month, strong connections, and you may experience unexpected blessings, especially coming from those connections, Libra. All right, this is all I've got for you this month, Libra. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.